So we're here in Oman for Airports Innovate, and I'm joined here by Rashid Al Busaidy, who is Digital Transformation Director of Oman Airports. So Rashid, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're most welcome, Holly.
So firstly, if you could just tell us what you are currently working on at the moment.
Well, to be honest, Holly, we are working not on a single project. There are many innovative projects this year, which we started since the beginning of 2023. To mention few, the first project, and which was the most successful project for 2023, is the opening of the Innovation Lab, which was successfully inaugurated 1 month back. The second strategic project having is the hackathon, the first hackathon that we did, and we're proud to say that this is the first aviation-specific hackathon within the region. And there are many; those are basically the completed project, and there are many, strategic and innovative projects or programs that we're planning in the pipeline, which we could probably discuss at a later stage.
Yes, of course, the Aerohack, you had over 320 ideas submitted and only 15 competed in the final, and out of those, only 3 were selected. I had a quick look, and the 3 final ideas seem really, really interesting. So could you tell us in a nutshell what they are?
Yes, of course. Before going into the ideas, just probably let me, tap into, how we thought about the hackathon. So the first time that we thought to do a hackathon was last year, but we were a bit reluctant. The reason is we did want to have a plan for the winners. And this year, since we had the Innovation Lab, and we designed the hackathon on a way where the winners could be incubated with us as an early stage startups. So when we were clear on the plan, we were like, okay, this is the right time probably to go for a hackathon to make those winning projects go live. So the 3 top winners, the first winner is basically an autonomous robot that could remove the excess rubber within the runway. The second winner is basically the kinetic floors, where it can be used in high footfall areas within the airport, and that basically generates energy from the airport, and this is basically taps into the theme of clean energy.
Yeah.
The third winning idea is basically related to the social media, and that was part of reimagining, the future, the passenger experience. So the idea behind this solution or this app is it connects solo travelers that have similar interest. So if you have an interest on hiking and you're traveling like a solo traveler, myself, we can connect in the airport. We can get to know each other even before reaching to the airport, and because we're sharing similar interests, that really helps people to connect.
All really fantastic ideas, so super exciting. So what are the next steps then for those 3 projects? What's coming up in the next coming of weeks?
Fantastic. Now, what we have done, and probably I mentioned this at the beginning, our objective was to take those 3 ideas and incubate them as an early stage startup. So since we have already launched our innovation lab, one of the key projects that we're willing to start on 2024 is a corporate venture capital, where we'll run our acceleration program. So the 3 startups or the 3 winning ideas would be hosted and incubated with us, as part of the acceleration program. And of course, on top of that, we're looking to have different stage startups from seed to growth category.
Fantastic. Now, what are the innovations that your team has come up with that you are most proud of, perhaps from the past year?
Well, the transformation and the mindset that we have done within Oman Airports. I mean, probably after COVID, we tried thinking differently. So what would be, something that will enable us to transform? Changing a culture is, you can do many projects and implement many projects, but when it comes to culture, it's basically the most resistance that you get from people. So being successfully able to cultivate that innovation mindset within our people, this really ignites what we want to do next. So I believe this is something that we have successfully done in 2023, and we're willing to continue, of course, down the journey.
And of course, you mentioned just in your panel session earlier today that you have a MOU with Fraport and ADR, Airports of Rome. Could you just tell us a little bit about that and what that means for you as Oman Airports?
Yes, of course. Now, as Oman Airports and part of the Innovation Lab, we're looking to have an open, basically tap into the open innovation concept. The open innovation is to have that concept and to make it successful. It is very important to have some sort of solid collaboration, solid relationship with the airports and the industry, and especially when you talk about Airport de Rome, Frankfurt Airport are probably the leaders in the European airports. So this definitely will give us the exposure that we need. Moreover, we are looking as well to build our aviation ecosystem, the local aviation ecosystem, startup ecosystem. So we are able even to expose our local startups to the international market and vice versa. So from Airport de Rome as well, they are now basically planning to have the third cohort when it comes to acceleration program. We're looking as well to look what are the startups doing there and how they can provide their innovative solutions at Oman Airports.
And it's really great to see that you're really fostering this open culture of innovation, because like someone said earlier as well, you don't want to be an island as an airport, metaphorically speaking. So what technology is going to be disrupting your airport the most in 2024?
Well, I think the technology that is really disrupting, which started already, but in 2024 would be the focus is the Gen AI, because as we can see now, the ChatGPT, Perplexity, the different or different tools that is based on the Gen AI. This is something that is really coming up in 2023. For airports, I think we need to keep this under our radar. We need to start building use cases based on this technology. So that's something I assume that would really take a bigger focus from an airport industry.
And finally, what are you most excited about in 2024?
Starting our first cohort for the Startup Acceleration Program. This is something that we are very excited. We're doing it for the first time. We're looking into the learnings that we will get into that. And as we speak now, we're planning to have our own fund where we can identify the potential startups, having an investment on them, and probably being part of the next unicorn probably.
Rashid, that was my final question. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, Holly. Thank you for being here.